So people on the internet are asking me what's going on. Am I cured of my H. pylori? And I don't know. I haven't gotten tested. If you see this stuff right here, I'm barely gonna go get tested. If you could use your imagination, ice cream goes in here, and then from here you scoop it out into here, and it's pretty gross. I'm not gonna. You guys could figure out what I'm talking about. I'm gonna call it and refer to it as my lady lumps. So I'm gonna fill this up with my lady lumps and put it in this biohazard bag and take it to the hospital. So am I cured? What's going on? I don't feel like I'm cured. I feel like I still have it. Maybe it's not as strong as it was, but I still have it. And I think this did help. It gave me a better understanding. It might have not cured me, maybe, I'm not sure yet. I'll get back to you on that. But it gave me a better understanding of how this stuff works. Like, for example, I was going at it with I was using colloidal silver for my heartburn, and it did work. It's weird because I can't describe it. When my stomach was full of acid and it was like I was having the heartburn pain, I took this just like I just took it, and it helped. It helped calm it down. And I didn't understand the reasoning as to why, because I thought heartburn was just, you know, your stomach acid boiling over, and why in the world would silver help with stomach acid? But it makes sense when you realize it's caused by, the stomach acid's caused by bacteria. You know, you have H. pylori. So maybe it worked. And I'm crazy about silver. Like, I like it. I keep buying this stuff. I don't even know if it works. Like, I'm like iffy. I'm like, oh my gosh, does it work? Is it my imagination? I have no clue. I had a friend who was sick for the longest time. She was posting it all over Facebook. I'm sick. I'm sick. Nothing helps. The doctors are worthless. They're not helping me. And I said, ooh, try silver. Try silver. She thought I was crazy. So I offered to give her the silver. Silver, this thing costs probably like 26 bucks, and I offered to give it to her. It was, well, actually, it was half full. And I was like, take it, please. I just want to know if it works. So I gave it to her. She sat it sitting in her room for the longest time, and then finally, I guess when she gave up, she's like, all right, I'm going to try it. And she asked me, how do I do this again? I said, take three teaspoons of this until you finish it. Like, take it in the morning, take it at night. And she did it. And then she said she was cured. She said the weirdest thing, like, she really was fixed, and it took 3 days. I don't know what she had. Doctors didn't even know what she had, but this ended up helping her because they were giving her antibiotics and all that garbage, and it didn't work. It didn't help her, but this did. At least she thinks it did. I have no clue. And then another situation where my brother had food poisoning. I gave him this, and he said it was weird because he said normally when he gets food poisoning, he has it for the whole day, and when I gave him this, he took it for 15 minutes, then he vomited out a lot, and then he was fine after that. But the thing is, what was it? Was it the silver or was it the vomiting that helped him? Who knows? So when it comes to H. pylori, this is the logic behind it. Why this didn't really help me out with my H. pylori. It helped me out when I was having heartburn, but not with my H. pylori. So I figured out the idea. The idea is that your stomach's pretty big, right? So imagine that your stomach's this, and then you're pouring a little tiny teaspoon of it, and it just goes like down here in the very lower part. If you have H. pylori, it's probably infecting your entire stomach, right? So you want the whole area to be filled. Maybe if you swallow this whole dang thing, then maybe it would work. But if you're doing it, you know, like teaspoon, it won't work. It's too small. So the idea is that the tea fills up your stomach, because you're taking about, what, 8 ounces of tea, and it's going all in your stomach. It's, you know, doing something, right? And it's antibacterial or whatever. So, like I said, it did. When I was taking this, I had heartburn once, and it was when I shouldn't have had heartburn, because they said it takes 2 weeks when you start seeing the results of this tea. And 2 weeks into it, I had heartburn, and I was like, wait a minute, or it was more than 2 weeks, and I was like, I shouldn't be having heartburn. This is weird. So I kept doing it. Obviously, I had to finish it. So that's why I'm not sure if it cured me. So what did I do after this? I realized the tea did help. It did. I was taking, you know, antacids before, because the doctor told me antacids, you know, I'm gonna take them. These are the cheap ones. I had the good brand. But it did work, but I hate pills. I can't stand them. Like, the whole thought of putting who knows what in you, like this, like, you're like, whatever, they rip it down from the tree, what's the worst that could happen? I feel safer taking tea, because people drink tea like crazy, you know, people take medicine and they're always dying, something's always getting jacked up, I don't know, it just scares me. So, let's go post tea. So, theoretically, I probably should be having a second round of this, but I'm not going to pay 200 bucks for it. So what did I do? I spent like 10 bucks on tea. This one came from Mexico. I'm Mexican, if you guys don't know. And this is It's called antibilioso tea. And I have no clue what it is. It's just a bunch of random stuff. And the thing is, I hardly ever go to Mexico. I have family down there, but I hardly ever go. So I was scared about taking this and being dependent on it. So I stopped taking it and tried something else. For that sake, because if it worked and then I ran out, what am I gonna do? I don't even know what this is called. You gave me, I'm screwed. So what did I do? I went on Amazon. I sound like an Amazon salesman, but I'm gonna put the link to this stuff down there on the the bottom. And this is Barberry cut. Known in Indian folklore to possess great healing powers, used to treat fever, upset stomach, as well as improve appetite. That's not true. I'm always, well maybe, no, I don't know, I'm never hungry, ever. I'm skinny as hell. So what do? I grab this big old bag, and it actually works. I've been taking it. It's really, really bitter. This tea is bitter. But just like I said, you get used to it. You know, like you're like, at first when I first tasting it, I was like, this is too much. I can't. I'm supposed to drink this every day. But then now I'm just like, ooh, I'm gonna drink my tea. So I've been drinking this tea every day, and it's for about a month. And I'm gonna go by levels. There's certain stages of heartburn. There's the very beginning stage of heartburn where you're like, oh my gosh, my stomach's gargling. It could be heartburn. I feel like I could get it. And you're like, whatever, but it doesn't hurt. And then there's that other stage of heartburn where it's like, oh my gosh, it's coming, you're scared. Like it feels like, you know, that little, I don't know what it's called, the sphincter of the stomach to your esophagus. It feels like it's just like a little flap, just boiling and shaking. Like you're like, oh no, the heartburn's gonna burn my freaking esophagus or whatever. And you're scared. So I've had that one, that scare where it's like, it feels like it's gonna explode. And then there's the other heartburn where it just feels like it's just burning all the way up your throat. It's just like, oh, and it won't stop. It just feels like knives are just stabbing at you. But I haven't had that heartburn, the worst one. I had the one where I'm tossing and turning and I'm scared that I might get heartburn, but I haven't had full-blown heartburn since I've been doing the teas. And I think that's pretty successful. So what am I doing with my tea? This, check it out. See that? There's just like a bunch of little sticks. And they have this little yellow color tint to it. It's somewhat neon, but when you boil it in the tea, it's super, super yellow. So, what do? I put it in this little bad boy. I don't know what this is called. I'll have a link for it down there if you guys want to buy it. But look, check it out. So I put it in there. I put it in here. This thing's pretty hot. So, pour it. I love this thing because I never have to wash it. Every morning, I get up, I boil it, open the top, pour the water out, and I just leave it like that. And then when I come home, it's all dry on the inside. I never have to wash that thing. I don't know if you're supposed to wash it, but I never wash it, and I'm great with it. And then you got your tea, put this in there, leave it in there for 15 minutes. The longer, the better. You want this bad boy to be colorful. As you can see, my tea's in there. And it's pretty yellow. It stains things. Like I used to use this other contraption to boil my tea, and it just stained it all to this neon yellow. I don't like it, so that's why I use this little microphone thing from Muppet Babies. But yeah, let's check it out. I'm gonna show you what else I do with my stomach and my H-pilory. Oh yeah, well, I forgot to mention, one of the reasons why I put it down sideways is because the bottom's metal. And since the bottom's metal, I lean it sideways, that way it won't rust, the water won't be sitting on the side. So here you go, this is what I use. I use HCl, which is some kind of stomach acid, I guess. I have no clue what it is, but it works. It worked a lot. It helped me out digest my food. And I use also yogurt that's supposed to help. I don't know if it does. I use odorless garlic because garlic is apparently good against bacteria and, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing with my life right now. I'm doing this not so much anymore, but I should. There's nothing really wrong with this. If you have stomach problems, you know, go ahead, try this stuff, see if it works. I take it, when I did use it, I took about 2 or 3 pills. This, I take it every day. I take it I take it twice a day. 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And I don't know, this garlic can't be that bad for you, so what's the worst that could happen? You know, it works or it doesn't work. But I bought it and I'm still taking it. And yeah, all this stuff's on Amazon. You could buy everything on Amazon or Walmart. I'm pretty sure you can find garlic at Walmart. This, I'm not sure you can find at Walmart. This, you can't find at Walmart. But you can find it somewhere. It's Barberry cut. Look for it. Just look for the name. Or if not, go to Amazon. I'm going to put down the links in the bottom. And this, Walmart. But link in the bottom for Amazon if you want it from Amazon. Silver. But I don't think you guys were going to want silver. So, that's my H. pylori experience with all this nonsense. Look at the life I have to live with H. pylori. But the whole point is, I feel so much better. I'm not crying and screaming about the pain anymore of heartburn. I'm not sure if it was this that started it. I mean, obviously it did start it because I started off with this. But I wish I started off with the teas though, because they're so much cheaper. You know, why not start with that? If that's not working, then you move up to the, you know, supposedly the big boys right here. But so for my personal experience, if I could do this all over again, what I would do is I would grab the Barberry cut tea. There's other teas on that say that advertise it to be good against H. pylori, but yeah, I would try this first with, you know, garlic. Why not? And see what happens with your life. And then this is your last resort. Well, yeah. So like I said, I'm gonna go do the test. I'll get back to you guys. I'm sorry this video was freaking ridiculously long, but it's just to explain to people who have no clue about H. pylori, because I had no clue, and I wish somebody made this video a long time ago.